Hi Taurus, welcome to your August 2023 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, but if you're only going to watch one, I do advise that you watch your ascendant sign because it's likely to be the most accurate for you. With that said, I am using whole sign tropical Western astrology for those of you that would like to know. But if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. And if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for you this month, my dear Taurus, on the 2nd of August, Mars is going to trine Jupiter, which is in your sign. So Jupiter's in the first house, Mars is going to be in the 5th house. And for you, you are lit up right now anyway, and you're doing great things, especially because of the energies that are compiling up into your, piling up into your sign. So what this really suggests to me is Jupiter isn't and it's definitely worth mentioning as well. Jupiter in your sign, it's not like a cure-all, but it is a beneficial and a harmonious energy that you can be happy about. Now, it offers potential, so you have to do something with it. Uranus has been demanding change from you for some time. Mars is now in your 5th house. It's bringing action, energy, passion, excitement, and pleasurable experiences to the forefront, and it's bringing those things to your enjoyment, right? So this is sexy time for some of you. It could just as easily be, though, that you're putting a lot of time and energy and maybe even a little dash of magic, darling, into your personal business ideas, right? Because the 5th house is not just children. You could be putting a lot of time into your children, and you could also be getting a lot of pleasure from them at this moment in time. But really, this could be about a personal creative idea or, a business endeavor where you kind of start to think to yourself, you know what, the energy feels good to really lean into this at the moment. So if you can start doing this a few days in advance, so probably let's say anywhere from the 27th of June right into the 27th of July into up until the 2nd of August, because that way you're using the energy that's building up to this. Like this on the 2nd of the month, this is where it peaks. So what I love about this as well is a time for you to rely on the support of friends and potentially clients if you have them. Be intentional about what you want and be direct about asking for it. So no beating around the bush, no emotional games or manipulations or anything like that. Not to say that you do that, but don't do any of that stuff. If there's something that you want or there's something that you need, just ask for it up front, because if you do that, you will get it, right? Like Jupiter is all about integrity, and being in your 1st house, it's trying to get you to come direct, right? Speak up. What do you want? Use your words, okay? So for this, you have the 10 of Swords, okay, with the 2 of Cups and the Sun card. So first things first, this is for those of you that have had partnerships, relationships, professional, personal or platonic of some sort break down. This is where you're going to see that relationship or that, wow, look at that, right? So as I'm talking about this, look at the time on the thing, 333, right? That is a message for you if ever I saw one, right? So if you have been in a partnership or a relationship or a connection of some sort that has had a breakdown, this suggests that there is one that is coming in that is going to be much more beneficial for you, and it's actually going to make you a whole lot happier. Now, because Jupiter is in that 1st house as well, this is all about you. And that 5th house is all about pleasure. This is about you understanding how to give yourself pleasure through the connections and the partnerships that you have, by understanding what you are already bringing to the table, all right? I love this for you, especially because it's the Sun card with the 2 of Cups. Whether this is personal, professional or platonic, whatever kind of relationship you've had sort of leave, it could be a friend of some sort, it could be a mate, it could be, somebody that you maybe like a workout buddy. This suggests that you're getting another one of these right off the back that is actually going to be much better suited for you. On the 8th of the month, Mars is going to conjunct Mercury. These guys are going to be in your 5th house. So same houses are involved here, but this time Uranus and Jupiter are sandwiching the moon. So Mars and Mercury in your 5th house is highlighting children if you've got them, and anything that you do in such that kind of anything that you do across these energies are definitely going to gather steam. There's a potential here for a lot of conversations around children, matters of your local neighborhood as well. It might also be great times that you're having with siblings or people that you really just have a great time with, that you really enjoy. Now, the crux of this is everything is easy at this time, so you might be having fun with things of a technological nature. They could bring you joy and advancement, but the chances are that you might be like really focused on making it work, right? So there's an element here, because especially with the moon coming into your sign, moon in Taurus is exalted. So this gives you an ability to bring something to ground, to actually use it on that practical level. And if this is something to do with technology, maybe you're learning how to use the new AI, ChatGPT, and you know, all the other million AIs that have popped up in literally like the last 3 months. You know, like they were basically there on a shelf being used by all of the people in the tech world, and now they've decided to hand it over to the peasants because it can make money. All right, like let's start there. All right, there's nothing new about any of this stuff that they're bringing out. It's all just stuff that they've decided, we've had enough fun with it now. Let's pass it over to the hoi polloi because it can now potentially make us money. Now, for this, you've got the Strength card. That's the creative energy there, with the 6 of Pentacles, okay, and the 3 of Wands. So by you tapping into your own creativity, by using technology to your advantage, by maybe even immersing yourself in the tech world in some way, shape or form, and really starting to up-level and upskill yourself, you can make money. If you've got a business idea that you are wanting to launch out into the world, if you've got something of that nature, this is your moment, all right? Like, this is the time you need to start thinking about. And if you're sitting here watching this going, Raf, I don't have anything, right? Then you better get your ass to the drawing board and start creating something to bring out to earn this money, okay? As one of my favorite mentors, Ashley Ann, would say, blink, 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 okay? All right, so on the 24th of the month, now this is where it gets a little bit more challenging and a bit more serious. The Sun in Virgo, which technically is at a trine to you, so still kind of nice. The Saturn in Pisces, and the Moon in Sagittarius. These are forming what's known in astrology as a T-square, and this is across the mutable axis. Now, what this means is there's a change element in this, right? Something is shifting, something is changing, whether you like it or not, and it has to. The Sun is suggesting that you might want to focus more on the sexual aspects of life, or potentially even the occult sort of stuff, right? So maybe you're delving into the things that are a bit more taboo, or you feel a drive to make more money through others or through a passive income, right? And then on top of that, as if that wasn't enough, this might be some kind of soul healing that happens for you, but it's like some kind of soul healing that you actually need, or maybe something that you're trying to hide from or ignore. I don't advise that. You're getting a reality check from your community and your friendship ties though. So it might be like a friend highlights to you like what you're missing, or rather what they want from you that they're currently not getting, or what you're not offering. So your community, let's say you've got a business already, your community could say to you like, this is something that really we like, you know, you do all of this stuff and that's great, but this is what we really want and need from you at this moment in time. And you might be like, okay, crap, I don't have anything in the wheelhouse for that. So you then have to start thinking about how you can make that happen, right? And then on top of that, your attention is needing to shift and change from where it's at right now, and the T-square is making it happen one way or another. As Mercury goes retrograde on this same day, so you're being invited to look at where things need to change and listen to people who are telling you just that. Even if you don't agree with it, and you know, there's wisdom to be gained from some kind of adaptation. So if a friend or somebody that you care about, or someone whose opinion you value at the moment, says to you, listen, you know what, here's where you could really improve, or this needs to shift or to change, listen to them. This is one of those times where really it isn't everybody else, it is actually you. And if you want to learn something, you know, I'm really getting into this idea at the moment of kind of saying, okay, you know what, I'll be happy to be the dumbest person in the room because it means I'm going to learn what I need to know. For this transit, you've got the Nine of Swords, potentially a lot of worry here because there's a lot of change, right? With that Seven of Wands, it's almost like, and then the Ten of Wands. So you might have this feeling around the 24th, let's say the 23rd, the 24th and the 25th. You might have this feeling where you're like, okay, I can hear everybody getting really frustrated with me or demanding these things from me, but I really don't understand what the fucking big deal is. Do you know what I mean? Like, to you could just be like, I really don't understand what the big deal is. Like, why is this an issue? And you've got people like, you know, we want this from you, or you're not doing this, or you're not doing enough of that, or whatever. And it's not to say that you bend over to everybody's whims. It's just to say that whatever's being said to you the loudest, especially if it's coming from more than one source, you need to pay attention to that, all right? And it's really important that you do, because that's going to help you fight your way through the challenge. On the 27th of August, Mars comes into the sign of Libra. This for you is your 6th house of your physical health and vitality, your day-to-day routines, your rituals, the things that you do on that sort of daily grind level. Mars moving into this sign is going to bring passion and energy and vitality to these kind of sectors. So your daily routines and habits, you're probably going to start to really work very hard on this. What I love most about this for you is Mars in the 6th house is exalted, and what this means is it does good work there. So it's going to be a good thing for you, and it allows you to access your own energy that much better, but more importantly, it allows you to focus and channel that energy much better. It's almost like you're being asked to honor your inner drive to create more balance and harmony in your daily life. And as Mars rules your 12th house of, you know, your hidden stuff and your relationships as well, this might very well be around a relationship matters in general. So this could be, again, personal, professional or platonic. It might be where a partner or a friend or a colleague highlights to you what about you needs to be softened or needs to be channeled in a better way. So somebody could highlight this to you, and you know, because it's coming from that 12th house, this might be something about you that you don't actually see. It's making you a bit more serious, you know, my dear Taurus, but it's also asking you to get serious about doing the work. And if you haven't had the energy to just sit and, you know, breeze through your books, your accounts, your admin, you know, your social media stuff that you need to create, if you've been struggling with all of that, this Mars transit will give you the energy that you need. If you and something you guys are not shy of is hard work, right? But this is going to give you a way of channeling and focusing your energy that makes you work hard as well as smart. For this, you've got the Empress, beautiful, so you're probably going to enjoy doing it, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Cups. I actually really like this, especially for, it's like once you get going on these new routines, once you start perfecting and putting your energy into creating a much more streamlined process for yourself for each day and each week and each month moving forward, you're going to notice that emotional fog starts to clear. All right, so I love this for you. And it's also, once it's not going to be that the opportunities show up and then you start working hard. You have to work hard in order to activate this, and then the opportunities will start to flow. All right, so for your moons, I'm not going to go into great detail, as I always say, because you're going to get your new moon and full moon reports. So on the 16th of the month, you have the new moon, which is the, I think it's the new moon in Leo, right? And for this you have, and so that new moon in Leo is for you, is in your 4th house of home, property, family and real estate. This does suggest that you're holding on to or hanging on to the home, the family, you know, that comfort, that safe space for yourself. There's something about this that suggests, you know what, no, I am making sure that home is settled first and everything else will come, you know, everything else will come second after that. But that really is the way through, right? That new moon is a fresh start in the home environment and familial ties and sectors. And it does suggest as well, potentially, that you might highlight, something might be highlighted to you here that you need to let go of when it comes to all of those things. And then for the Aquarius full moon, which for you is happening in your 10th house of career, social status, public standing, you got the gate 32 and endurance. This is a money card, but it's also a message here as well to say this full moon is going to show you where you've been running too much and relying too much on instinct rather than action, right? Instinct is knee-jerk reaction, whereas action, this is conscious decision, right? And this is helping you do that, and it's helping you tap into the finances, the money, the abundance that is available to you, especially over a longer period of time. So all in all, not a bad month, some moments, some, you know, potential challenges, but I think it could be good for you. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.